So I want to quickly talk about the benefits of a dual sensor auto tracking camera versus a single sensor. And a single sensor camera, right, meaning one lens, is great for a limited amount of use cases, right? So it is good for locking onto a single presenter, right? And it is good for tracking that presenter. But a dual sensor scenario, right, two lenses as we looked at, it meets more demanding challenges, and it's really good for distance learning, multimedia stage presentations, and really providing a superior experience for the video that can be used. And that's what we're going to show today. Not just tracking, but automation. And automation not just of the camera movements, but other cameras and other systems. So it's going to be really cool when we look into this. You can see here, and we showed it a little bit earlier, of course you can do auto tracking. And with a single lens sensor, by the way, a lot of times it will track a person, but it can't really zoom in that much. And the reason why is because if it zooms in too much, it has a higher likelihood of losing the subject. But with a dual sensor camera, it always can see the entire scene. So even if you want the camera to point in a different direction when a presenter is in one of these tracking areas, so if you have a specific presentation area where you want to zoom in specifically to a piece of equipment, maybe it's a science experiment, maybe it's just a more zoomed in area of a whiteboard or a blackboard that's of high importance, you can do that and you don't have to focus on the presenter. You can just trigger these preset zones based on where the presenter is. So it's a really great ideal solution for classrooms and conference rooms. So some of the benefits are that smart tracking, right? The ability to have a single subject and a handoff to either a second presenter or a second presentation space. The ability to control your entire production from in front of the camera. So when you walk into these preset zones, you can actually send TCP and HTTP commands, which I know sounds a little complicated, but essentially you can send a command to vmix or a Crestron system to switch video, start recording video, etc. There are smart instruction zones, so we can properly frame a writing area with a pan, tilt, zoom preset. So it specifically zooms into an area and stops tracking. Because while tracking is great, you might not want to have the camera panning and tilting the entire time during your recordings, because that can be a little bit distracting for a student viewing the recordings. We can also have that wide angle view. So that reference camera can be used for the wide angle view. So you can have an overview of the entire area, regardless of where the optical zoom is. So the optical zoom is obviously that 20x optical zoom camera on top. We can do zone tracking, so we can manage the auto tracking with specific zones of interest. And we can also do something which I want to show really quickly again here is advanced pan, tilt, zoom controls to fit the specific presenter style. So the camera that's on me right now is fitting to my style, right? I am sitting down. I am not in, a really, this is my style, right? For my style, for what I'm doing, I just want the camera to have a little bit of, movement here. I want it to feel like there's a camera operator, but I don't need, a whole bunch of speed. I don't need a lot of stuff here. So this is like an extreme example of just needing a little bit of automation in my production. So you can really change to if someone walks quickly, if someone walks slowly, if you want a different zoom level and you want a different framing. All of that is possible with the SimplTrack software.